perhaps this. No, definitely not.
Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here, and we're already a good way through Season 17, with Season 18 coming up faster than I think a lot of us are expecting. But with that being said, we got a brand new legend this season, but no new weapon. But that looks to all be changing, and some of the options are pretty spicy, and we have a pretty good idea of what we can expect. We're also going to give out 45 bucks after covering the topic. All you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe, and a winner is announced in tomorrow's video. But without further ado, let's talk about what we can expect. So one of the great things that we are going to always get in Apex Legends is new weaponry, as that is really the core of the game, even more so than the abilities, I would argue. And some of this information you may already have seen, but for a lot of you out there, you're gonna learn something new in this video and have something cool to look forward to. So let's go ahead and start running down with a bunch of the different weapons coming to Apex in the near future. And the first one I want to talk about is the Maelstrom that you see right here. Now this is an LMG, and this was actually found back originally in Season 8 of Apex Legends. It was originally called the Hailstorm, and Human SAS and Kralrindo and a bunch of others all found the recoil patterns for this weapon, showing that it had been tested very extensively, and according to some of the information, it does use light ammo, and it doesn't do as much damage due to the fact that it uses light ammo. But it had one very unique thing that was leaked separately from the gameplay, and that was the fact that the ammo capacity would increase by 5 with each kill. You have your normal attachments for barrel stabilizers, light mag, sights, and stock, and while it's still very possible that it comes into the game, it's been tested a lot, there's been a lot of different changes, and it has a unique component. I'm not sure if we really need another LMG in the game, as the Rampage, Spitfire, and Devotion all are very unique and work fine in the game in the core as it is already. The most interesting one with all the different weapons that I found was going to be the Scorpion, which I believe is going to be the next one added into the game. There's a couple reasons for this. First off, it is a crossbow that can also be used fully automatically, but also go into a single fire mode. It also appears that the crossbow bolts explode after some time in single fire mode, which creates a very unique aspect to it. It can hold around 16 ammo in the magazine without any upgrades. But why I think this is actually coming next is the fact that the Bocek bow was added into the care package in Season 14. That means it has been in the care package for the longest amount of time, and it would be the only other weapon in the game that uses bows. Something interesting that also happened in Season 14 was they did the entire meta shift with weaponry, such as the fact that the Wingman was now made to use sniper ammo. And what's important about that is that a dev single-handedly said that the reason for that was to deal with the ammo economy, and that the Wingman would feel like it's in a healthier spot. So you wouldn't bring the Bocek bow out of the care package and have it be the only weapon that uses arrows unless you had another weapon to also come in. Otherwise, you'd have too cluttered of a ground floor in regards to loot, which is why the Bocek went in Season 14 with all the meta changes and would come out when the Scorpion is ready to release. I also just think it sounds like a really cool weapon. Speaking of really cool weapons, would be the Fnatic dual wield energy pistol. This thing could be charged up and fired and used simultaneously with another Fnatic. We know from some previous leaks that this is actually supposed to come with a brand new map, probably at the end of this year, so I don't think it's coming next, but I would expect it kind of around the November, December time if it does come into the game. What's interesting was that a couple of seasons ago, there was an Apex Legends hack that allowed players to dual wield weapons, and this was exploited because they had started to begin to test the Fnatic in the game, and so hackers found a way to actually get into it personally and use dual wielding. So it definitely seems like this is coming along the lines, and we probably will get it this year, but I don't think it's going to be the next one, or at least not added in Season 18. It would also be pretty cool because it would be the first time a pistol is added into the game, other than the fact that, of course, Ballistic brought his smart pistol as his tactical, but that's not really the same thing as adding in a whole new weapon. I will say it is also interesting that Ballistic can also dual wield his smart pistol and another weapon. It would be interesting to see how he would balance that with the Fnatic. And another great one on our list that I don't know exactly how it fits into the meta is going to be the Gemini, as you can see here. Now the Gemini has a very unique function because it has an incredibly fast fire rate, it's an SMG, duh, and a high DPS, but when players equip 2 SMGs in their inventory, they get a special buff that allows them to swap faster between the weapons, as you can see in this clip here. The only downside to this weapon is that it is an energy SMG, and we already have one of those in the game with the Bolt. However, it is important to know that Kralrindo himself found a new weapon added via the patch playlist, and it was the Gemini, showing that it's still in the files and being worked on. Once again though, very similar to the Maelstrom we talked about, which is that LMG and an energy SMG, there are so many classes of weapons, such as a new type of bow, a new type of pistol which we've never gotten added into the game, or even a new type of shotgun which has also not been added into the game as we've had the Peacekeeper, Mozam, and Mastiff. Just something different to play around with those ideas would be absolutely fantastic. And I think in the solos mode, there's actually a modifier that allows pellets to shoot around and bounce off of walls, which is a shotgun variant. So it is interesting they are trying new things in terms of gameplay mechanics and for Legends to pick up as modifiers, but it'll be interesting to see what they start doing as the loot pool with the weapons gets more and more congested. Let me know down below, out of all the weapons you saw here, what do you think would be the most interesting coming to Apex Legends and would have the biggest impact? Don't forget to check out the second channel by my editor Novell here, and until next time, Legends, keep slaying the Outlands, and I'll see you out there.